Hello everybody, guten Tag. Have you seen a fancy key like this? I sure hope so. It is a very secure lock. Let's pick it. Yeah, this is a Dome IX6 SR, meaning it has 6 pins. Well, it has only 6 key cuts and an interactive element, which is this fancy ring of Saturn, which they named it after. It's a dimple key, so you can insert it both ways, works both directions. It has a lot of dimples all over the place, but for us only relevant are these here on this ridge. We can see a very long key pin. Here's a very short pin on 3 and so on. And yeah, today we will try to pick it. I'm using this tensioner here from Moki, quite thick, 2 millimeters, just on this side of the keyway, and I will push up, so clockwise tension, and then I can use this number 4 flag from Multipick just on this edge here. And I have to be really careful not to overset this first pin here, but otherwise this corner here gives me a very nice guide for my pick. So let's put it in a vise and hopefully we can get it open, and I want to show you what's inside. Let's see you back in a second. Okay, we are back in vise. Key works just fine with its lovely interactive element. Pushing up with the pick tensioner, so I can tension clockwise and then pick counterclockwise. And we go to the very back because the last pin is binding first. Pin 5 around here. Pin 4. These pins are super prone to oversetting, so I have to be really careful. But here on pin 3 I can really go nuts because this is so short. Now pin 5 is binding again. Nice. Pin 4. Let's find the interactive element. Therefore I just go behind pin 5, around here, and I just push up with the pick. I think I got it. Now pin 4 is binding tightly. Counter rotation. Really nice click. Let's check the front. Pin 1 is good. Pin 2 also. Pin 3 is so short. I have to lever my pick a bit. But no. Pin 2 counter rotation. Nice. Lost the grip with the tensioner a bit. And check the interactive again. Okay, I needed to pick the interactive again. Some counter rotation. 1, no. Touch 3 and we are open. Nice. Okay, let's gut it and find out what's inside. See you back in a second. Okay, welcome back from Fast Forward. Yeah, a lot of bits and pieces, mostly key control pins, but I'll show you that in a second. Let's start with the housing first. We have the main stack down here, of course. This is a modular system, so here goes a thick metal rod to connect to another double euro. And here on the side, we have slots for sidebars and key control pins. And yeah, let's start with the most interesting on this lock, the interactive element. Yeah, so they put this in the key because this can go more out than any piece of metal on this key could. So it can shoot out into the top. And this is what this does. And let's have a look at the back of the lock. You see a small nut down here, just here. And this shoots up the ring and pushes up a little pin. I'll show you the pin in a second, but here is first the sidebar at rest. This is pushed in this direction. And if I wanted to go and rotate the core, I cannot, because it is sticking out. If I now insert the key, and this is pushed then up and forward towards the outside of the key, towards key insertion direction, basically, towards the outside, yeah. And then it's just hides in here. And here's the little pin that is pushed up by the Saturn ring. And only then the lock can be opened. So this needs to be picked. And here we have the small little pin. Basically, yeah, just a standard for this. Let me show you also the sidebar. Nothing fancy. Just a very tiny spring you don't want to lose. And yeah, let's put it back. Then we have a lot of dimples for possible key control, so you can populate or not populate these with these tiny nails, pins here. Yeah, they just sit in basically like this. And if there isn't a corresponding dimple in the key, like if I pull it out a bit, it will stick out and block the rotation of the key. Same goes for this side. So this allows for different hierarchies in a building or so, without introducing more shear lines. Then we have the main stack, finally. So we have 5 pins, and it's nice to see that, level of security pins. We have for the drivers spool pins in 1 and 2, and also in 4. And these are just standard spool pins, but they are made of steel, so nice for drill protection. Then in 3 we have something very nasty, which is nice to see. This is a spool pin with a narrow top, which acts like a T-pin. So once you have overcome the spool part, you will this pin will not bind anymore, and usually this pin will find at shear again. In combination, especially with this short key pin here in 3, that means you have to pick it as a spool and then revisit it again, because it will not be binding anymore. And this is what I experienced during the picking. Then in chamber 5 we have a nice barrel pin, or T-pin. Same principle, it will not bind on the edges of the pin, which is nice to see. Also we have key pins, especially on the long ones, with torpedoes. So if you overset them, you will be trapped here. And it's nice to see that these are installed on the very long key pins. So, very, very nice lock. Well made by Dom. Love all the security features, and it's just a fun lock to pick. And yeah, once you know their tricks, it becomes possible But yeah, in a real world situation, I doubt it will be picked. So, thanks for watching. Vielen Dank fürs Einschalten. And yeah, hope to see you in the next video again. Subscribe if you haven't. Hit me up with a comment. And yeah, if you have a key like this, now you know how to pick it. Thanks for watching. Bye.